Good morning and afternoon, our Relay USA relayers. We are so excited to be relaying with you today. My name is Debbie McDonald, and I'm one of the co-chairs for Relay USA 2022. Joining me today is our Relay USA co-chair, Russell Keeler.
Thanks, Debbie. It's good to be spending this Saturday with Relay USA relayers. We're looking forward to celebrating, remembering, and fighting back with all of you today.
We are excited that through Relay USA, relayers from across the entire United States can come together and take to the track right where they live. And that's something that Relay USA does. We allow everyone to relay together because we can all relate exactly where we are.
I've always said Relay USA was virtual before virtual was cool. This is our 5th anniversary, and our experience may be online and virtual, but we still get to remember, celebrate, and fight back.
Let's go through our schedule for today. Times are all in Eastern Standard Time. At 4, we'll do the Survivor and Caregiver Ceremony. Join us at 5 for Over the Moon about advocacy. At 6 is our Fight Back ceremony. At 7, our Remembrance ceremony. At 8, join us for Luminaria. And at 9, we'll do closing. Again, these are all in Eastern Standard Time. If you can't join us live, however, everything's going to be on Facebook, so you'll be able to view it later.
So get your relay gear and experience as much relay right where you are. Walk some laps around the neighborhood and in between our ceremonies. Take a minute to reach out to some of your favorite relay friends, make some relay snacks, make a donation to your fundraising effort, make an appointment to get a cancer screening, or encourage someone you love to get a cancer screening too.
Snap a few photos of yourself today relaying. Share them on your social media and message them to us so we can share them on our page as well. Use the hashtags, #RelayUSA and #RelayUSA 2022. We want to see you in your relay spirit. Please share that with us.
And continuing with the theme of sharing, we have Murphy Fryer, who'll be sharing how American Cancer Society uses its funds raised through Relay for Life. She'll be speaking about the Health Equity Initiative. So let's listen in and welcome her to Relay USA.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be a part of Relay USA, and I'm even more excited to have an opportunity to talk about some of the health equity work that the American Cancer Society is doing. But before I get into all of the exciting research and projects that we have ongoing, I first wanted to start by just briefly explaining what health equity and health disparities really are and why they are so important when we talk about cancer. So if you have not heard the term health disparities before, in a nutshell, it is essentially any type of barrier to healthcare that an individual faces. And this does not have to be just in the context of cancer. Health disparities exist across all types of healthcare, but specifically for us, we are focused on those that are impacting our cancer patients. And health disparities include a laundry list of things, but just to name a few, it can be anything from your age, your gender, your geographic location, your socioeconomic status, your sexual orientation, your education level. There are so many different things that can become a barrier to care and ultimately become a health disparity. And so health equity is essentially it's ACS trying to eliminate these health disparities. And so it is working towards a world where all individuals, regardless of socioeconomic status, geographic location, access to transport, things like that, all individuals receive the same quality of care because all individuals deserve the same quality of care. So you can imagine this is a huge focus of the American Cancer Society, as well as the ACS Cancer Action Network, or ACS CAN. And that's why it has been made an overarching goal to ensure that everyone has the ability to benefit from advancements in the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of cancer. But like I said, there are many different ways that individuals can be impacted by health disparities. And so there are many different forms that the health equity work of the American Cancer Society takes on. One of the more recent things that has been started is with the campus market, actually. So something that I am pretty excited about because I myself am a campus relayer. So if you registered for a college or high school Relay for Life event last year in the 2020-2021 relay season, your registration fees went directly toward diversity and health equity work at ACS. You did not have to be a student. So if you are someone like my mom who signed up for my event, your registration fees went to health equity work as well. And this has really allowed ACS to continue expanding the work that they are currently doing, as well as look forward into the future at new projects that we potentially want to fund. And so without further ado, I am really excited to jump right into the actual projects that are ongoing right now to help start closing some of these gaps on these health disparities. And so one of the things, again, on the campus market that was started last summer through the Extramural Discovery Science was the American Cancer Society Diversity in Cancer Research Internship Program, or DICR internship. This was the first ever 10-week summer cancer research experience for college students at 8 different universities that was really focusing to increase diversity and inclusion in the cancer workforce for underrepresented minorities. So this was for any college student that was a rising sophomore, junior, or senior in college that had any type of interest in the STEM discipline. So science, technologies, engineering, and mathematics, all minorities within these STEM discipline interests at these universities were eligible to participate. And it's really focusing on the upcoming generation of cancer research and starting to expand that diversity early on. As of August of 2021, ACS is actually funding 65 research grants totaling over $62 million in funding specifically aimed at health equity. And so this is such an exciting statistic. There are so many really exciting things going on that I wouldn't have enough time in the evening to tell you about all of them, but I will do my best to give a quick summary of some of the really cool things that are going on, such as research looking at how access to Medicaid impacts survivorship rates, as well as a clinical trial for a communication app to help better communicate with individuals that are typically more financially impacted by their cancer diagnosis to help convey cancer treatment costs and things like that, as well as research that's looking at the overall state of cancer disparities in the United States, as well as disparities within specific populations as well. But my personal favorite ACS research funding that is looking at the health equity aspect of things would have to be the cancer prevention studies. So some of you may be a little bit familiar with the Cancer Prevention Studies, or CPS, but these are studies that have been ongoing for several decades, and we are currently in the 3rd Cancer Prevention Study, or CPS-3. But some really, really exciting findings have come out of the previous CPS programs, such as the link between cigarette smoking and lung cancer that was found with the CPS-2 results. And my parents are actually participants in CPS-3, so I am extra excited to see how they can contribute to some of the findings that come out of this research. But there are all different kinds of, I guess you could call them mini studies that are going on within CPS-3 that are looking at all different types of aspects of these individuals' lives. These are people from a wide variety of geographic locations and backgrounds. And some of the things that CPS-3 is looking at includes how living in rural communities impacts an individual's likelihood of developing or dying from cancer, as well as how COVID-19 has impacted diet, physical activity, mental health, and cancer screening rates. So again, something that I am super stoked to hear about once the findings are announced, but I'm sure that there will be just as many exciting things, especially in the context of COVID, to come out of this research. But we have talked a lot about the research that ACS is doing in health equity, but ACS is also doing a lot of work outside of research as well, including creating resources for cancer survivors and healthcare providers, such as the Inclusive Language and Writing Guide that is aimed to provide preferred word choices and phrasing that helps healthcare providers communicate more accurately and respectfully for these minority populations, especially about cancer disparities. And ACS has also created a cancer disparities chart book that illustrates the scope of cancer disparities existing in the United States, as well as cancer facts and figures information for specific minority populations such as African American, LGBTQ, and Latinx communities. We have talked a lot about what the American Cancer Society is doing here in the United States. And before I leave you all, I wanted to briefly touch on some of the global work that the American Cancer Society is doing as well with the help of some of our partner countries. So this work includes things such as the Global HPV Cancer-Free Program that ACS has initiated with the help of some of our partner countries that really aims at increasing vaccination rates for human papillomavirus and ultimately creating a world free of HPV-related cancers. Because we know that HPV vaccination protects against all HPV-related cancers. So if we can increase vaccination rates in low and middle income countries, we can ultimately reduce cancer rates in these countries as well. And another really, really exciting initiative that has just recently been implemented globally is the Beacon Initiative. And Beacon is an acronym that stands for Building Expertise, Advocacy, and Capacity for Oncology Navigation. And this initiative's main goal is to strengthen healthcare facilities and systems, as well as cancer organizations in these low and middle income countries to improve health outcomes and patient experiences during their cancer journey. So this study actually started the pilot phase in February of 2020 and will go through April of 2023 in 9 different pilot countries. And once this pilot phase concludes, then it will potentially expand to other countries as well if the findings are as exciting as I hope and know that they will be. But before I wrap things up this evening, I wanted to leave you all with a quote from our CEO, Dr. Karen Knudsen, about the American Cancer Society's health equity work. She is quoted as saying, "In short, we are leading the fight against cancer that benefits all and walking the talk in every aspect of our organization. I am proud of what we have achieved so far, proud of what we have planned, and proud that the American Cancer Society is the leader in leveraging advocacy, discovery, and patient support to bring about equity in cancer prevention and cancer care." If you are interested in learning more about any of the health equity initiatives or just the health equity work in general that the American Cancer Society is doing, I urge you to visit cancer.org/health equity to find out more information. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to share with you, and enjoy the rest of Relay USA.
Wow, so amazing to hear about all the work the American Cancer Society does with the funds raised through Relay for Life. Thank you, Murphy, for your wonderful message. Hearing about the amazing work with the Health Equity Initiative is so inspiring. Thank you to all of our volunteers, staff, and researchers that make these programs and services possible. Thank you for bringing the American Cancer Society mission to so many people all over the country.
Are we ready to relay? I'm ready to relay. Debbie, I see you have your relay gear on. I've got my relay gear on, and we're ready to kick off the day and get some laps in. But first, let's recognize those teams that are relaying with us today and our parade of teams. And then we'll see you all back here at 4 o'clock for our survivor and caregiver ceremony.